Hey. Good morning to every one of us. A bright morning to every one of us. And we trust that this week shall be a week full of maximum profit, maximally, in Jesus' name. Just quickly want to show you this trade that I saw in the course of the night. Gold was actually doing what it knows how to do best, and most of the times you see that gold respects all these points. Some, I call it like, this is a support line, and here is a demand zone. So it came back here, haven't rallied up, then it came back, retraced to this particular point here in respect of this particular point. So also that Thursday, Friday, gold had actually been doing more like trying to retrace itself back. Then afterwards it's going to really strike our balance, because if you go back to the weekly chart, what do you see? This is still a bullish run. It's the trend overall is a bullish run. You can see what it did. Gold needed to come back to this particular hook point here, or this support point here. You understand? After moving up here, a higher high and a higher low, and it went, instead of giving us a higher high here, it couldn't. But this formation here is looking as if gold might still move ahead, or because this was what made gold retrace back to this point it is currently, because of this more like a double top formation, as it were. But for us, it doesn't really look a double top formation, because I can, from here, let me show you what I'm trying to say here. I can pick this point, duplicate this, and bring it down here. A structure is being formed already. So we have our first touch, we have a second touch here, and we're looking forward towards a third touch. So there's a likelihood that gold will still come to this point to give a third touch. That's on the weekly time frame. But going back to the daily time frame, it's definitely will respect each other, because if you look at it, it's still saying same. It's saying same. Yes, that's what this. Look at this point here. Pick this point, and you pick this point, and yes, it's a smooth one. So coming here, we can just readjust this. This is our first touch. This is our second touch. Let me adjust that to just be perfectly awesome. So perfect. So that's what it did here. This is the second touch at this point here. So waiting for gold to give us a third touch somewhere around here. But if it's not just going to be flowing downwards to give us that third touch, it will play around, play with our emotions, play with stop losses, through all manner of actions will happen before it gets down. This might probably not happen in the next couple of 2 months or thereabout, but have in mind that it's going to still come to this point. Once it gets to this point, then gold is bound to go so aggressive to the bullish side. Yes, that's just by the way. Then but for this trade that I actually saw, yes, it gave us this flag, because ideally I can connect this to this point here and have this connected here, and as well I can do the same here, and bring this down here, bring this point down here. What do I see? Ideally, on the daily time frame, it's gotten to that hook point. It has gotten to the hook point, and that was the reason why this happened. And price is beginning to just go bullish, as it were. Coming down to the 4-hour time frame, what do? We just readjust our setting, make sure the trend line is well appropriated. Yes, let it be a maximal touch. Let it be a good touch. Awesome. So this is what we're talking about here. Let me remove this line. Beautiful, because it's always good when your chart is very, very clean. So what we saw here, price gave us a top touch on the 4-hour time frame here. Gave us a top touch because you could look at the series of these candles here. You saw an hammer, a bullish hammer, an inverted hammer, a bullish candle, a bearish inverted hammers. Look at this, a bearish hammer, and look at this candle, which came to just nullify this instead of going bullish, because this signals that there's going to be a reversal, and that was what happened at this point here. After this bullish candle, what next? We're meant to go in, but remember, we always say that we'll wait for the hook point to we wait for that candle to close above the hook point. This is a hook point here. Awesome. This is a hook point here. We had 2 hook points at this point. Let me just show you what I'm talking about here. Let me show you what I'm actually talking about here. Beautiful. On the 4-hour time frame, this is what I was actually trying to show us. This point here, this is a hook point. If you take a look at this point here, let me get the arrow too, so I can show you what I'm trying to explain. Yes, if you look at this point, this is a hook point, which is serving as our daily low. Price moved to give us a higher high and came down to give us a higher low. So this low here is taken as a hook point, a valid hook point at that, before price proceeded to give another higher high, then forming another higher low and all that. So that is what I was just trying to point out to Ross, and that's what we leveraged on. So price came and broke the hook point downwards, and all we needed to do was just to wait for another candle to form and close above it, which is this. It closed above it, and that was it. So after the closure after we just have to wait patiently for this particular bullish candle to finish forming. This is on the 4-hour time frame, and it's very so massively effective on the 4-hour time frame, because if you check, we'll definitely going to go down to the 1-hour time frame, and we'll see what happened at this particular hook point here. So we're waiting for this to close, and on this candle we're supposed to come in earlier, but we came out all the same. We still came in at this point. Going down to the 1-hour time frame, let's see what happened. Let's see what happened. Yes, beautiful. Okay, awesome. So on the 1-hour time frame, we saw what happened here. Price played with our emotions here. It was just trying to look for stop losses to catch, and we waited patiently to be well convinced that this is what it is. Ideally, you're meant to readjust your trend lines. You readjust it to make sure it aligns well. It gives you that maximal touch. That touch, yes. Okay, this is it. So you can see what I'm talking about here. So this was what price did. Came here, we waited for this candle to touch, break, give us a touch at this point. So we had to wait for, look at the series of candles formed. They did not close above this hook point. They closed below it, but we wait until this particular bullish candle, bullish hammer as it were, formed, closed above this particular hook point. And after the closure of this, especially on the 1 hour, we're meant to come in on the formation of this particular candle here. But whatever it is, we're still doing. But take note. Let me just go back to the 4-hour time frame. Take note, because if you look at this, we're meant to measure. You measure this, because trying to calculate your your TP from this point, what do? You bring in your arrow tool, measure to this point up here and here. Ideally, we're meant to take it from this point here, this point from here, from the low. Take it from the low, then you drag the arrow tool to where the candle gave you a touch and broke above. Can you see? This is what I'm talking. So taking your TP is just for you to just go there, you drag it up there. That is our TP. So for this particular trade, all we're expecting is, okay, make like $13,000 or more from this particular trade using a 0.8 lot size. Let's see how it goes. But you need to be very, very careful. You can decide to take your profits, you know, bit by bit, as it were. You can decide to take from this whole point here, put one here, then move up and do same. But for me, that's just the way I take my profit. You know, wait for it. If once I'm satisfied with what I'm seeing, then I just take what I need to take. Yes, so a TP is up here. Then my stop loss, let's see, should be on this daily low. So what am I risking? I'm risking $4,000 to make $13,000. So let's see how it goes, and I'll keep updating you on how this particular trade is doing. Thank you. Signing out. I'm Dolaporo Forex. God bless you. Please, in case you're just seeing these videos, make sure you click the subscribe button. Make sure you click the like button, and you can equally drop your comments. We'll definitely attend to them. I appreciate you. For those that have subscribed, we're most grateful, and we hope the informations you get from here is actually very, very helpful. So please do well to maximize this opportunity and this trade signal that has actually been sent. Do your own due diligence, and let's see how gold will go this morning. Thank you.